Welcome everyone to another episode of Fate Grand Order Servant War Room. This is Holy Grail and I'll be discussing how your favorite servant would handle an actual Holy Grail War. Because you never know. Maybe one day you're walking down the street and BAM! Old man is here. Hector is a 3-star Lancer servant that was released when the game first came out. He played an important role in Okeanos Singularity as an antagonist. However, he hasn't had any actual appearances outside of Okeanos. He has however been mentioned a few times in older Fate works, including in the original Fate Stay Night visual novel. But, how well would he handle an actual Holy Grail War? Hector's personality is a rather unique one. He is calm, lazy, and quite easygoing. However, this is all done on purpose. Hector wants others to think that he's not taking things seriously. He wants others to think that he's lazy and laid back. However, he is quite the capable thinker and has no qualms with using dirty tactics to win a fight. He will treat whoever summons him as a military officer of a higher rank that he has to listen to. But that doesn't mean that Hector will just do whatever you want. If Hector perceives your order as a mistake, he will refuse to do it, and will politely try to convince you as to why it's a mistake. The best way to describe how he sees the relationship is that he's a veteran general with years of experience, and you're the noble kid who just has a higher rank, but never stood in a battlefield. Hector will listen to you because you're above him, but he'll do his best to fix whatever mistakes you might make. However, in the case that you're too stubborn or unjust and refuse to listen to Hector, Hector will start to purposely limit his own wisdom and just let you lose to your own faults. So in general, most people should be fine with Hector, but if you're someone who can't accept being wrong, then Hector will stop trying to help you get better and will just let your mistakes be your downfall. Hector's stats are pretty good for a Lancer. As for skills, he has 5 skills, a normal number for Lancers. Magic resistance, rank B. While not the highest rank, Hector should be able to act as a thorn to most casters as he resists most of what they can throw at him. Riding, rank B. Hector can ride most vehicles and animals, even those from outside his era. However, mythical creatures and the likes are outside his capabilities. Tactics, rank C+. Normally this skill would only work with large armies, but in the case of Hector, it works off the type of battle. In defense battles of attrition, Hector will receive a passive buff, making him exceptional as defending. Proof of friendship, rank C. It's a strange skill, but in essence it's a political skill. Hector can cause others to stop fighting with just his words. It's particularly good at striking alliances with others. Disengage, rank B. One of the better skills in Fate universe, the ability to escape combat. With this skill, Hector can pretty much leave a battlefield and return to his previous performance before the fight even started. And finally, we have his noble phantom, Durindana. Durindana has 2 forms, its sword form and its spear form, which, regardless of class, Hector can use both. In its sword form, it's just a noble phantom sword with no unique abilities. However, in its spear form, it becomes a projectile that Hector can throw. It's a nuke that requires incredible defenses such as Roaias to stop it. Even against Roaias, it can pierce through 6 of its layers, meaning that Durindana can destroy up to 6 worth of fortresses in defense. Anything short of that will be obliterated. It's powerful enough to take out not only one of Hercules' life, but also Asterios all in one shot, both of which are known for being quite durable. Smart teacher. While Hector will be mostly laid back, the fact that Hector will try to correct any mistake you make while explaining to you why it's a mistake makes him an incredible help for any master that summons him. Master at retreating. Hector's high disengage and his tactics skills make him exceptional at running away from combat, even more so than Cuckoo Lane. This means that Hector is also exceptional at gathering information from others as well as acting as an envoy, since he can just run away if things get too dangerous. Politician. Hector is a good fighter, but he's also a skilled speaker. Hector should be able to talk with other servants and try to strike deals with them, potentially even alliances. Not only that, Hector doesn't have much of an issue with playing dirty, so recruiting allies to then betray them should be right up his alley. Surprising firepower. Hector's entire disposition and nature to retreat will lead many enemies to be caught by surprise when he finally decides to pull out his noble phantom. Hector is quite versatile with strategies, and most of them should work with him. However, always remember to listen to Hector. If he tells you your strategy is a mistake, don't just ignore him, listen and learn, because he's a lot more experienced than you in warfare. Now then, one simple strategy is to have Hector move around, fighting other servants in one-on-one fights to size them up. His disengage will let him escape from any tight spot. You don't even need to tell him to fight at half his strength, since Hector's own personality will already do that by default. Once you have an idea of your enemies, having Hector strike deals with them should be a priority. Hector is strong, so you don't need alliances, but the fact that he can strike alliances more easily than others can prove to be quite advantageous. Partner with someone who's strong enough that they look better than Hector, but not strong enough that Hector can take them out with Durindana. Then, fight together for as long as necessary, until an opportunity shows up for Hector to kill your ally. However, Hector's true worth as a fighter comes from a defensive fight. Finding a base and then having Hector defend it will provide him with enough bonuses to make most enemies sink twice. It's actually not easy to rank Hector. Hector's true worth is of a defensive fighter. However, when I put him next to other defensive fighter, he feels kind of lacking. If anything, he feels more like a Joker card. He'll be moving around the war, striking deals and having skirmishes with everyone. But he's not going to be exceptionally dangerous in a war, more of a nuisance if anything. As such, I'll rank him as B+. He has a powerful noble phantom and he is a pretty good at for striking alliances and running away. But I think that will lead to many unwanted situations, where Hector ends up pissing everyone off. Not only that, just because he has an easier time making alliances doesn't mean that it will always work out, and the last thing you need is several angry masters wanting your head. Not only that, as much as Hector might be praised as being smart, he's already shown for making mistakes. In Okeanos, he was perfectly able to deduce Fujimaro's plan of baiting Hercules to the Ark. However, he completely dismissed it as stupid, since that would put the master in danger. So he's smart enough to deduce it, but not as smart enough to believe in his own deductions. Overall though, if you summon Hector, you should still feel pretty well off. Even in a war full of powerful servants, Hector still functions as a pretty good pawn on everyone's side. And that was Hector. An interesting servant, definitely. I'm not really sure what I was expecting of Hector. Maybe I was expecting a bit more interesting skills. His skills, I don't know, they feel a bit vanilla. But then again, I think Hector is very... his design is very old-fashioned. Right? He has 5 skills, which is basically the norm. Right? The 2 skills of his class, and the 3 skills that come basically with every servant, so that you have 3 activatable skills. But his skills are kind of the weird part. The tactics part is probably the weirdest one, right? His disengage and his proof of friendship are pretty good skills, and they do make sense with the legend. The tactics, though, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. As far as I remember of Hector, him leading armies is not exactly something that comes to mind. Sure, he did fight in the Trojan War, and there were armies there, but then I was like, Achilles doesn't have tactics, right? And he was also there. That's why Hector having tactics feels a bit weird. I feel like he probably should have a different type of skill, which they do get an upgrade. Like, I do know that his tactics skills does get an upgrade to, what was it? Something Trojan War related. But the problem is that it's an upgrade, and that means that it's Chaldea locked. Right? That upgrade will only happen in Chaldea. It is not going to be happening in a Holy Grail War. Not only that, the skill itself doesn't even have an explanation, so I have no idea what it actually does. But yeah, it's like, Hector is not bad. B+ is already above average, right? And that's kind of my opinion of Hector. He's above average, but that's it. Right? He's not exceptional. He's not amazing. He's just above average, and he gets to B+ because he's above average. So yeah, that was Hector. Thank you, Lucas Libuviz, for this suggestion. If you enjoy my content, leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below any further suggestions you might have. And until next time, bye.